reach, and you gave a good example of Britain, a country which was struggling in the 1990s but is today among the top performers. You know, one of the interesting aspects, and Neha Aggarwal Sharma, since at OGQ you deal with a lot of the sports persons, is look at their stories. You know, look at Rani Rampal. Father was, pushing a cart. Mother was a maid, was working as in several homes, cleaning utensils, and where she is now. And a lot of these girls are coming from the smaller, remote towns of the country. They're not coming from necessarily the big cities, with a few exceptions. Is there something to that? Look at the Northeast, which has become, in a sense, an engine of change with the likes of Mirabai, Chanu, Lavlina. Are you all looking at particular areas, in a way, as the future growth areas, or particular sports, like the British concentrated on swimming and cycling? Are you all looking at particular sports to sponsor and promote Olympic sports?
Yeah, see, to your first question, if you're looking at particular areas, the answer is not really, but the real answer is actually that the talent lies in the hinterland, right? In your cities, a Bombay or Delhi, it's difficult to find athletes who would have the hunger and the fighting spirit and the motivation to wake up every day at 5 a.m. and train that hard. That hunger and the fire lies in that kid in the rural India, where they don't have that and they want to get to certain level. So I think that's where the real talent lies in. And to your second question, yes, I think concentrating resources on a few sports where we have the talent, we have some culture, we have an ecosystem, and we also have the potential to win many more medals is something which we have adopted. Look at the other top countries, right? Most of them are winning maximum medals from only 4 sports. What does it mean, right? You have to concentrate support.
So which are those Indian sports? Which, according to you, Neha, the Indian sports where we can go on to Olympic glory? As I said, the British chose sports like swimming and cycling. Which are the ones that we should choose?
Yeah, so it's definitely has to be wrestling, boxing, weightlifting. You've seen, of course, Mirabai is an exception, but what an athlete. Badminton's given us 3 consecutive medals in the last Olympics. And, of course, the women's hockey team has done incredibly well. And even for them, OGQ is not into team sports, but the government has really invested a lot in hockey, right? When nobody really believed in it. So we have been concentrating support in these particular sport, and also to, the outliers, right? You have to also look at the talent at the junior level. You have to look at most of the talented athletes. Do they have the potential or not at the junior level? Because see, the real support is needed when they are 15, 16 years old, where there is those are the formative years, right? Where you're shaping them. And if you're giving them support at that stage, I think when they reach their peak, when they are, adults, they will be able to do well. And this is something which I never got, right? I mean, my parents had to, my dad tells me now that he was running into losses when I was at the peak of my career. And he told me this only after I retired. And it was a big shocker.
So he was running into losses just to help you play the sport to chase your dream. I mean, that's how far. And you played in 2008. I also want to mention shooting. I know we didn't do well, but that's a sport, again, where Indians have a great chance in the future.